Welcome back to the vlog, guys. So you all have seen our journey from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and one of the reasons why we were so successful in doing it is because of the guys at Zeon who actually helped us out and collaborated us in covering the south of India and made our journey very easy, frankly speaking, very easy and very smooth. And during the journey we had the honor of meeting the owners and co-founders, the directors of the company, out of which Mr. Karthik was willing enough and happy to share his whole Zeon journey, the whole experience with us, how they came about with the company and where the company is leading to. So we promised you all an interview with him, and here it is. Before we start with the interview, we have covered all the info on how to get the RFID tag, how to set it up, how to use it, and also how to generally use the Zeon charging stations. So do check them out.
Alright, so the time is here. We are with the main guy from Zeon Charging. So welcome KP.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. Yeah. He's one of the main brains behind this company. He's a co-founder and the director of the company, along with Mr. Shivam. And he was kind enough to join us in this drive to Isha Foundation so that he can give us a brief overview of the company and what are his plans for the future. So firstly, we already are in love with the whole charging network that you have built, and we really respect you for what you have started like almost 2 years back, and when there were literally very few chargers in the country, I would say.
Right.
And now you're planning to develop it. Mr. Shivam just told us like probably 30 more chargers by the end of the year you guys are planning.
Yes.
And that is a lot. Like I guess probably the whole of South India you might cover with those chargers. Like traveling across South India will be very easy for people. So why don't you give us a total like what are your plans for the future and how did this all come about?
So I mean, we see the journey started for us long back. We started operations about a year and a half back, but the actual journey for us, I think, would say began for us in 2015, where I became passionate about electric cars, the movement, the whole Tesla thing that is going on and all that. So after getting myself updated constantly with those news and all that, in 2017 I bought the Mahindra E2O.
So that was your first car?
That was my first car.
Oh, wow.
That was the only car that was available for private buyers at that time. So I had to get that car, and I still own that car. It is still with me. I've driven about 40,000 kilometers with that vehicle.
Nice.
So that, I mean, we are talking about fast chargers and all that. I think people who know the Mahindra E2O would realize that that car is not even capable of fast charging, and it has a range of about, let's say, 90 or 100 kilometers.
Oh my God.
True world range. Yeah. So it's not that we didn't have other cars, but I made a commitment to drive EVs as much as possible. So I was trying to do maximum driving with that, and occasionally when I travel long distance, I used to take my other petrol cars.
Oh.
But I think I was able to manage about let's say about 80 or 90% of my driving with the E2O.
Okay.
So after that, I think last year we bought the MG ZSCV. And,
such a huge jump, like from
yeah.
a small E2O,
right,
like a two-seater rather, like the
right.
back seats are not that useful,
of course,
and all the way to a proper luxury SUV.
right. And
Nice.
Apart from that, we also own the Nexon EV.
Nice, yeah.
So that is more for company use and that
Right.
kind of thing. So after driving the electric car for more than 3 years, I was like a bit anxious to see the whole electric car movement evolving, but around that time, I think 18, 19, it seems to have stuck with that car, and there was no the Revolution was not picking up pace.
Right.
So it became a point of anxiety or worry for me to
Right.
see this electric car adoption not taking off.
Right.
So then what we realized was we are looking, I mean, we saw a lot of the car OEMs blaming the lack of infrastructure. That is the reason why electric cars are not being launched and all that.
Right.
So at that time, the Nexon was slated to be launched at that time, and we had the Hyundai Kona being launched.
Yeah. For first one, I
Yeah,
guess, before
yeah,
all
yeah.
these guys. Yeah.
So what we thought was like, okay, so rather than looking at the problem of not having charging infrastructure as a problem,
Right.
we thought maybe we should start looking that as an opportunity, right?
Very good, yeah.
So we did our research. We see. I've been following what was going on in the European markets, in the US, China. So
Yes.
what kind of charges are going in there? What kind of locations are being picked? So
Yeah.
how the users are, what is the user behavior there, and all that.
Okay.
Has been I've been updating myself with that new adoption thing. So we thought, okay, then after doing a bit of research, then we figured out what kind of capital would be required to make a start. So then we figured out the technology. We got into a partnership with ABB. So that's how we launched last year. So
And,
when we launched initially, it was still a pilot project for us.
Right.
We were just experimenting. We just thought of electrifying just one highway.
Okay.
That is Cochin, from Cochin all the way to Chennai.
Okay.
So on the way, that highway would cover Thrissur, Coimbatore, Salem, Bangalore, and Chennai, and a few other cities in between.
Okay.
So that highway actually was cost coast to coast, all the way from Bay of Bengal to Arabian Sea.
Right. Yeah.
So we electrified that highway fully.
Okay.
With as many charges as possible. In fact, we are drawing on that highway now.
Yeah.
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 So I mean, once we got around almost to completing that, then now we've become more confident. We've had a lot of learnings. We have improved our reliability. We've got a team. The team is constantly expanding. So now we can become more ambitious. So now the plan is to see. Right now, apart from the charges operational, we have about 27 locations that are being in the works as we speak.
Okay.
So I think by second quarter or third quarter of next year,
Right.
the ambition is to get to about 70 odd charges within South India.
Oh my God.
70
yeah.
odd locations, I would say, not charges. Charges could be more.
Yeah.
So
That's one thing you should like. We have been facing this issue in the trip. Like now is the time to increase the number of chargers at all the location.
Right.
Because yesterday we were standing in one of the chargers
Okay.
in the afternoon, and we had 4 cars waiting in line.
right.
Just because there's no other charger on the highway any which ways.
Okay.
So everyone like in every half an hour people were coming and piling up, like there were 4 Nexon EVs standing in line
Right.
to get charged at the charger. So I
Right.
think this is the time, like
Yes.
either increase the number of chargers at the same location
Yes.
or add more chargers in another 15-20 kilometers.
Actually,
Yes.
we saw one thing at your Krishnagiri charger,
Right.
that you had 15 ampere plug point.
Yes.
So that is a really very good thing that you had, and even other chargers should have this
Right.
option. Like as Suki said, we had 4 cars waiting in line to
Okay.
charge the car.
Okay.
So if we had that option to slow charge,
Right. At
we
least
would
for the
have
2 hours.
we would have
Yeah.
at least not wasted the time.
Yeah. Talking about that 15 ampere plug that you mentioned, it is there as a backup, of course, where the charger, if the charger is not working for some reason, or you have another person charging the car, that can be used as a backup.
Right.
But the original idea for that plug was not as a backup for this charger, but rather as a option for E2O owners to charge.
Oh, wow.
Because we had a
Yeah.
large community of E2O owners around Bangalore. So the very first chargers we wanted to have So we wanted to enable owners also.
Right.
So on most of the E2Os are capable of charging only from a 15 ampere socket.
Okay.
So that was one of the reasons why we had that. But we had very few people using that. Now it is more of a backup plug for the even the Nexon
Emergency charging,
charges. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
and also there's one more point is like these chargers can be used by two-wheelers also. Because now,
of course.
like once Ola comes out and so many people have booked it, just like right now how Nexon has become a normal thing everywhere.
Right.
Very soon you'll see Ola and Ether and Bajaj Chetak and all running everywhere. Like,
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
our part of the country, like Pune and Mumbai, we already know so many people who are riding Ethers or Revolt or
Right.
the Chetak, and many of our friends have already booked the
Right.
Ola.
Right.
So for them that could be a big boom, cause like if they want to plan a long trip, if they want to go to Kodaikanal or Ooty, they can easily use that
Yeah.
to
Since
charge
you
the
mentioned
bike.
that, I think in our Avinashi station you saw an
Ether,
grid point being installed, and you can see scooters being charged there.
Right.
So what happened is that we have recently got into an agreement with Ether.
Oh,
Whereby Ether will be installing the grid points in most of our fast charging stations.
okay.
So almost so they are more interested in locations that are closer to cities.
Right.
So Avinashi being closer to Coimbatore.
Right.
So they have installed it first. They have installed it here. The next charge, I think our Mysore location will have a Ether grid point. So you would see most of our locations along with the Ether grid points, wherein you will see the two-wheelers being charged.
Right.
So and the Ether grid points also comes with a 15 amp socket.
Oh,
So
nice.
where you can charge your Mahindra E2Os. And
So
other-
this was 15 ampere or a normal
the socket
Ether?
is 15 ampere.
The Ether was 15 ampere.
No, the Ether
Has
charger
their
that you
own
saw,
charger, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that-
So
their
that
own-
is fast or
That is fast. That's
Wow.
fast for a two-wheeler,
Yeah, that's
right?
Yeah.
So that's about a 3 kilowatt charger, I believe. I don't know the technicalities of that, but
Okay.
Right.
I think it's a 3 kilowatt charger, and it's quite fast for a
Two-wheelers,
two-wheelers,
yeah, basically, yeah. That's
and,
great.
and that's a proprietary connector, so which means only Ethers
Ethers
can
Ethers can charge, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
right.
that's cool, but like for two-wheelers, I'm sure very soon even we will try to do something on the bike.
We are actually doing to book the Ola
Right,
and just drive on a longer route.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But let's see how it works
Yeah,
out.
How it works
I mean,
out. And if Zeon charging helps us, we probably do
We'll
again.
probably do it again. Yeah.
Hopefully,
But
let's see.
with that two-wheeler.
Yeah,
With a
with that
two-wheeler this time.
Sure. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
See, I'll just give you an analogy here. What happens is that, if you look at, just go back 6 months, right?
Right.
Around January, February time,
Right.
the charges that are existing today, about 90% of those charges did not exist in January.
I'm telling you, we put this in our vlogs so many times.
Right.
The first journey that we did.
Right.
Not joking. The first journey
First
that
journey.
we did to Goa. If you see that video,
Right.
we had only 2 chargers
Okay.
from our house
Okay.
to I would say we even the whole of Goa, because at that time even Panjim didn't have a charger. Now Panjim has 2 chargers, and there's one more towards the beach side, towards when you go to Candolim, there's one.
Right.
From Panjim to Candolim on the back road, there's one.
Right.
So there are 3 or 4 chargers in Goa right now. At that time, even Goa didn't have one.
Yeah.
And we had no other option, was like we had to drive slow so that we cover that whole 450 kilometers route.
Right.
So that was like so challenging.
Yeah.
And within a month's time, we did the second trip.
Right.
In exactly a month's time, we did the second trip.
Okay.
That same route, which had only 2 chargers,
Okay.
had around 11 chargers,
Right. Right.
including 2 in Goa.
Okay.
And 9 on the way.
Yeah.
So the first trip we did,
Yeah.
it took us, the normal route is about 8 hours.
Right.
And we took around 12 hours to reach it.
Right.
Just because of the lacking of charges.
Right.
But right now it's very simple.
Right.
Now even so the last charger was Kolhapur.
Okay.
Now after Kolhapur we have one in Belgavi also.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now from Kolhapur to after Kolhapur we had no option rather than to drive at 40-50 speed.
Okay.
So that you cover the whole route easily.
Right.
And now you have Belgavi, you can easily just zoom and go to Belgavi, charge, and 120 more kilometers, 150 more kilometers, and you're in Goa.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's become like smooth now.
Yeah.
So as you said, like the infrastructure is increasing like crazy right now.
It is improving at a very rapid pace, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not just us. You have other CPOs like Tata Power who are doing a great job. Their network is much larger. So the infrastructure is expanding very rapidly, I would say.
Right.
So I think in the next 6 months you will have at least 3 times more chargers than that have already exist today.
Right.
So I don't think, at least in South India where we are present, driving across major cities and major highways will not be an issue at all.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would actually put things the other way. It is not the lack of chargers that is a problem now. It's the lack of the cars themselves.
Yeah.
So we need more cars now.
More cars, and the demand will increase for the chargers.
At least in some parts of the country, the infrastructure has actually overtaken the number of cars. So you have more chargers per car existing today. So there are a bit of a dry areas in between. So I think that will be covered up very soon.
Yeah, it should. And as you said, like, but the only problem which I see, Karthik, is these chargers. You're totally right. Like, there are many areas where there are more chargers than the number of cars in the city.
Right.
But then these areas are mostly in the city. And these chargers are mostly right next to each other. Like, you go into this mall, there are 2 chargers, you cross the area, and in the other, across the road on the other side, there are 2 chargers. Right. Whereas the numbers should increase on the highways also more, so that people traveling on the highway feel more secure and there's less anxiety.
Yeah.
And probably it's time for us to work on the highways now than the city itself. Because city, everyone is targeting all the metro cities, everyone is targeting all the hotspots in the city. Like, you go to a main shopping hub or the party hub of the city and you'll find so many chargers, like all are available over there.
Yes. See, actually, when we entered the market and when we deployed our first charger, that was the problem I realized also, where I saw too many chargers being deployed inside the cities.
Right.
So that was one of the main problems that we had identified, and our very first charger was on the highways.
Right.
And even today, majority of our chargers are on the highways.
Right.
So now I think the others have also realized that.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's about time, and you see a lot of Tata Power chargers being deployed on highways right now.
Yeah. They're working in full swing.
Right.
We've been seeing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like this trip itself, I'll within a week's time or while going, say suppose I'm going to Bangalore.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, there should be a charger somewhere over here.
Right.
And I'm just thinking about it, like, it's taking me too long to reach. If there was one more charger, I would have reached early. Right?
Yeah.
And on the way back, there's a charger already installed and up and running by the time I was returning.
Okay.
So
so it's going up that fast.
Yeah. Amazing. I'm liking the pace at which all you guys are working. I'm not joking. All you guys are working.
Right.
So the amazing thing, amazing. Karthik, thank you so much for giving us your time, and thank you so much for inviting us.
Actually, you guys are the one who are doing a great thing in the EV community.
Thank you.
Like you are literally doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for like if you don't do this, we won't be able to do this trip.
Yeah. This trip which we are thinking of doing it, like right now we are thinking of going to Kanyakumari probably by tonight.
Yeah.
This would have taken us 3 days.
3 days.
Right.
Totally.
You go 200 kilometers, you slow charge. By the time you slow charge, you were already so sleepy. Like, and you're so exhausted by waiting for the car to charge, you end up checking into the hotel and sleeping.
Yeah.
So thanks to you guys, we are also taking so many gutsy efforts to take on these routes. I would say.
Actually, we are very lucky that all over India, we are the only ones that we have covered so big route, and we have used this Zeon charger, and we are lucky to have so many Zeon chargers, and we are covering so many Zeon chargers on the way.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks for powering our vlog also.
Yeah.
And Zeon guys, wherever you are, if you're coming down south, I'm sure they are, as Karthik said, very soon they'll be expanding out of the southern hemisphere. Also, they'll probably coming up north towards Maharashtra and all. I'm sure you guys have those plans also.
Yeah.
So you might see them in your city very soon. But till that time, you here do try out the chargers. The ABB chargers are beautiful chargers. We've already told that many other companies have also installed them, but Zeon specifically has exclusively installed ABB almost everywhere. And amazing feel, that RFID touch to it, which was missing and which we keep on complaining actually. Like everyone should launch it, because it makes your life much more easier than finding the charger on the map and then clicking on it, clicking the percentage, clicking this, clicking that, and it takes so much time for you to just initiate charging.
Right.
And and also that process is about teaching someone how to charge.
Yeah.
Right.
Here is just you connect the gun and you tap the ID and you're done. Your RFID is tapped on the charger and the charging starts.
Yeah.
You just press the stop button. That's
So the
it.
new tagline is Zeon has made the life easy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Making EV life easier.
Making EV life easier. Yeah.
Speaking about the RFID,
Yeah.
So I mean, it took us about 3-4 months to design that RFID and how the user the user experience should be. So we put a lot of thought into that, and to get the design right, we had to make so many other samples.
Right.
So I'm glad it worked out well. I'm glad
And it looks very beautiful. The
It looks
key
very,
is very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like-
Very small, very cute.
Yeah, you basically have become the Apple of the chargers. Even I'm not joking. Even the interface, your app interface is very
Very clean.
very
It's
clean
very
and
clean.
yeah,
So
looks
that's
nice.
a very deliberate attempt that we have made to keep
Yeah.
it simple.
Yeah.
So we want anybody. You have elders using our chargers.
Right,
You
right,
have the drivers most often charging at our chargers. So we wanted to keep it simple so that
Anyone and everyone, yeah.
can use it. See, that is one of the hurdles or impediments to electric vehicle adoption is that it has a lot of technology to it.
Right.
So the car is basically software on wheels, or battery with software on wheels.
Right.
So
right.
you don't have so much of technology associated with ICE cars.
Yeah.
So then once you talk about the charging infrastructure, that adds a whole lot of technology to it.
True.
So it's not as simple as pumping petrol into the tank. So there is a lot of software play to it. There is a lot of hardware and software coordination that needs to happen within the charger, within the car, which is connected to our servers again.
Yeah.
So we wanted to have our customers to have a very light, a very simple experience to it. So
Right.
we didn't want to complicate the process. We wanted to keep it as simple as possible.
Nice.
And so that's the whole focus there. And I think the RFID is the ultimate in making it more simplicity.
Yeah.
And I think going forward, we could have something called plug and charge method,
Right.
where
It
user
detects
has
your
to,
car.
user has to do nothing. So I think the future is where you just go into a charging station, plug the car in, it will start. That's it.
Wow.
That would be a future.
So yeah,
That's the future.
that's not very far away. Our chargers are already capable of doing that.
Right.
The only thing is that the car has to be capable of identifying itself.
Yeah.
So I think we are in touch with the OEMs. We are talking to Tata Motors and other OEMs.
Nice.
So very soon we could be having that technology in place. So the chargers are ready. The cars have to enable that feature.
Wow.
So I think you will see that very quickly.
So guys, one more thing before we end this thing. When we are coming here and we were talking to Mr. Shivam about covering the chargers. At that time, we were just planning, okay, we are going to Kanyakumari. We are anyway just taking the route. We go to Zeon, we cover the chargers, and we were also anyway just excited because we heard a lot about you. But when we met Mr. Karthik and he started talking about all these things, and we were like, we have to put it in the video. and it got converted into an interview rather than rather than a vlog covering the charging points.
Right.
So thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much
Thanks to
for
you.
inviting us.
Yes, and we're loving this journey and loving your city also.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much for driving an EV. That is the most important.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll see you again, and we'll show you a couple of more chargers in the after this, and the whole Zeon journey you got it from the man himself, and we'll see if Shivam is ready to come on the video and talk a little bit also.
Right.
If not, then this is it, I guess, from Karthik. Any last words or?
No, that's about it. I mean,
So
I
by
think
the
we
way,
covered
if you have like the users, like if you're using Zeon chargers, if you have any issues like connecting the charger, the charging is not operational, you can call them. We'll give you the number, the customer care number.
Yeah, it's 24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours.
We deliberately checked it out yesterday.
Yes,
24 hours. It works 24 hours
24
and people
hours.
are answering it. So we'll mention the number, and it's available at all the charging stations also. So you just have to dial it, and they'll get in touch with you and start helping you straight away. So we'll see you at the next charging point. Now we'll going to Isha Foundation, and we'll show you a charging point in between there also.
Alright, so this is the last charger which we are using from Zeon. We are at Highlight Mall in Calicut, and Zeon has been an amazing experience.
Yes, well, basically, since it's the last one, we wanted to share our customer feedback or
Total
experience of the whole thing. Many big points. Firstly, the map is very accurate, and all chargers are always available and working fine and up to date. Busy hai, if it is busy or not available, or the power supply is not there, it's really accurate. We actually never faced any issues while charging. Within less than 20-30 seconds.
It was actually quick. Within through the app or the RFID is super
quick. And also, guys, I would like to mention here is most of them on the highway are strategically made 50 kilowatts, so that it gives you a faster charging speed for other cars, not Nexon, but other cars. And another main thing is of all the chargers we use, we almost covered 90% of the chargers by Zeon in this trip. Of all the chargers we used, not even once, we were forced to do a emergency reset or
reset. We didn't
pressing
do
that
anything.
red button or anything.
Yeah.
Yes. Every time we reached a property, we connected, and it was super quick and smooth experience.
We are
even
telling
now.
you, it is just 20-30 seconds, and it is fluent. It is just flying. You just start on the app even on the RFID. It is super quick. And even we would like to mention, we actually called at the service center, which was at 2 o'clock at the night.
Yeah.
And they were really helpful, and they did pick up the call, and they were really helpful at 2 at the night. So that is very good.
They called us back also for update, and even once we also had this experience where the car was at 85%. They called us to tell us car has reached 85%. If you are having lunch or something, you still want to continue charging, or you want to stop charging, and that car will take more time to charge after 85%. Those general knowledge was also being shared by the staff.
That was really good. That Zeon is actually giving us a very good knowledge if you are a new EV buyer. So
they get to know basically if you're registered new to the app, and in the beginning they try to maintain that touch with you and explain you certain things if you don't know about EV charging.
That's a really very good thing by Zeon. So we have already covered Tamil Nadu, South Karnataka and Kerala. So all the experience was super amazing.
And from the talk that we had with Mr. Karthik, we got to know that within a year's time they'll be available across the whole of South India, guys.
Wow, that is.
So basically, you can do the whole southern coast without worrying about charging. And already there are so many chargers available on this route. With Zeon in the picture and such a smooth experience, I guess it's gonna be amazing. And all chargers are in malls, food courts, and in such locations where you basically if you stop, you have ample of things to do. You can have lunch, dinner, or probably a play area for your kids or something of that sort. So amazing work by
So-
Zeon, guys.
So as Suki said, all the chargers are at a very good location with washroom, very clean washroom. You can have your food, you can chill, you can basically spend your time.
Yes.
So that's a really very good thing, which other charger doesn't have that.
Zeon, thanks for collaborating
Thank
with
you
us,
so
and
much.
thank you so much for this amazing experience. I hope you all also try it out someday and let us know your feedback in the comments. Like any issues, you can call them anytime. They were very prompt with the
Very,
service.
very helpful, yes. So if you don't have RFID card, you should order it right away,
Yes.
because if you don't have internet connection in your phone, the charger won't work. But RFID will work every time. So don't forget to order RFID card right away. So thank you
And-
so much. Yeah.
When you're ordering, do subscribe to the channel, guys.
Yes. Do subscribe to our channel.
For all our viewers from down south, we are working on subtitles.
That's right.
We're primarily a Hindi channel, but for you guys, we're working on subtitles, and very soon you can watch all our videos with English subtitles.
So you can basically get more knowledge about EV and more knowledge about the chargers which we are roaming around. So thank you so much, Zeon.
Thank you so much for watching, guys.
Hope to see you soon.
Take care.